Hello everybody, my name is Maren Smuda and I would like to welcome you to the virtual lab round tour on the topic of agricultural contaminants. I work at the State Office for Consumer Protection, Saxony-Anhalt in Germany in the area of mycotoxins and plant toxins. As an official control laboratory, we are mainly responsible for analyzing foodstuff samples and ultimately for their legal assessment. In this lab tour, we will focus on tropanalkaloids. Because of their acute toxicity for humans and tragic happenings where people died after consumption of contaminated food, tropanalkaloids have to be considered as very relevant plant toxins. Tropanalkaloids can enter the food chain by co-harvesting of weeds. Different weeds of the nightshade family are known to produce these toxic plant metabolites. In particular, Datura stramonium, commonly called thorn apple, is widely distributed in temperate and tropical regions as shown here in the map by the colored dots. So this topic concerns most countries across the world. How such contaminations may look like, we'll show you using an example of maize cultivation. My colleague Alicia Eggen will give you some more facts on the thorn apple. The main reason for the co-harvesting of weeds and cultivated crop is the simultaneous maturing from June to October. The weeds often occur in the peripheral regions of the field. As you can see here, this is also a very topical issue from a cornfield in Saxony-Anhalt in the month of September.
The thorn apple is an annual and short-lived perennial plant that can grow up to 2 meters in height. Remarkable are the large erect and trumpet-shaped flowers. The colors vary from white to light blue-violet. The fruit is a spiny capsule, 4 to 10 centimeters in length and splitting open when ripe to release 1,300 to 30,000 seeds depending on the year. The main problem of the food contamination is not only caused by the seeds of the plant, but rather by the toxic sap being released and spread all over the corn during harvesting.
Okay, so you can imagine the tropanalkaloids are not evenly distributed in the lot after the maize has been harvested. Corn of the peripheral regions of the field tends to have much higher alkaloid contents than corn in the center of the field. That's why, beside an adequate analysis, a representative sampling and a subsequent thoroughly homogenization are of enormous importance. In the next 3 video sequences, we'll show you the essential steps that are necessary to evaluate a possible contamination of the lot. These are representative sampling, homogenization, and analysis. Since the development of a sampling procedure for plant toxins is still in progress, the sampling procedure laid down for the official control of mycotoxins is adopted for our purpose. To demonstrate such a representative sampling procedure, we'll take you with us to a huge modern mill during an official control of wheat flour. In Germany, the local authorities are responsible for sampling of foodstuff. Before the food inspector starts sampling the material, she gets information from the food business operator on the size of the lot. Here, it's approximately a weight of 10 tons. In accordance to Annex 1 of Regulation EC number 401, 2006, 40 incremental samples of about 100 grams need to be taken to result in an aggregate sample weight of 4 kilograms. Here we see a dynamic sampling procedure where the product is in flow because of the closed process, starting from the harvested grain. After several cleaning stages like sieving or air classification, As well as different grinding steps, the flour is guided through a tube in which the sampling procedure takes place. The food business inspector collects the sample material continuously in a clean, inert bag. The sample bag is officially sealed and now ready for transport to the laboratory. Before tropane alkaloid contents are analyzed in the laboratory, samples need to be thoroughly homogenized. Here, a popcorn maize sample that was taken in a grocery retail market in Saxony-Anhalt is now prepared for homogenization. In this case, that means for lots smaller than 50 kilograms, an aggregate sample weight of 1 kilogram and 3 incremental samples are required for representative sampling in accordance to Regulation EC number 401/2006. Pursuant to this regulation, the complete sample, as received by the laboratory, shall be homogenized. For maize kernels, a protocol based on a two-step grinding process is used. The mixed sample material is now coarsely ground in portions using a knife mill. The sample material exhibits now particle sizes from 1 to 4 mm. After pre-crushing of the entire sample material, it is filled continuously in the feed hopper of an ultracentrifugal mill with the aim of fine grinding. The functional principle of the mill is based on centrifugal acceleration. The sample material is thrown outward with great energy, crushed on impact with the rotor teeth moving at high speed, and is finally ground between the rotor and the ring sieve. In this case, a ring sieve with a mesh width of 0.5 mm is used. The material is now conveyed into the grinder using a vibration chute. After passing the ring sieve, the material is guided in a collecting vessel. Using this continuous principle, the sample material remains in the grinding chamber only for a very short time, which means that the material does not heat up too much and the target analytes are not altered. As a result of this fine grinding step, we get a homogeneous product containing particle sizes smaller than 0.5 mm with a proportion of 97%. The powdered product is now divided into 6 portions of 250 grams by a rotary divider. This ensures the representativeness of a sample and thus the reproducibility of the analysis. One portion is used for the subsequent analysis in the lab. The remaining portions can be stored and, in case of positive analyte contents, used for validation issues like determination of the reproducibility. The homogenized corn sample has reached the lab. The sample will now be analyzed for tropane alkaloids together with cereal flours and spices. In each series of analysis, a sample with known amounts of atropine and scopolamine is processed as a quality control. Today, the certified reference material is a phenol sample. Before weighing the samples, the material is thoroughly mixed in a shaker. After weighing the samples, a mix of isotopically labeled internal standards of atropine and scopolamine with a defined concentration is added to the samples. The use of internal standards has multiple functions. It helps correcting possible losses along sample preparation and also variations during the measurement. Afterwards, the analytes are extracted from the matrix using a suitable extraction agent. Flours, like our corn sample, are extracted with sulfuric methanol in an ultrasonic bath and will then be centrifuged. After centrifugation, the liquid phase can be separated from the matrix. An aliquot of the separated liquid phase is used for a cleanup step by means of solid phase extraction. The packed polymer material has a high affinity to our target analytes, but not to the undesirable matrix compounds. During the different steps of conditioning, adding the sample, and washing, the analytes stick to the cartridge. In the last step, the target compounds will be eluted by ammoniacal methanol. After this cleanup, the solvent is evaporated under nitrogen in a vaporizer. Now the dry residues are redissolved in the desired solvent for the measurements with liquid chromatography coupled with tandem mass spectrometry, short LC-MS. The solution is filtered in a vial using a syringe filter. Once the sample solutions are prepared for measurement, the autosampler is fed with the standard calibration solutions, the quality control standard, and all the routine samples containing also our corn sample. Now the measurement series is set up with injections of the calibration solutions before and after the samples. After an adequate equilibration time of the LC-MS system, the measurement of atropine and scopolamine is started. After evaluation of the chromatograms, we end up with the results of the content of tropane alkaloids. For our homogenized corn sample, the contents are below the maximum levels of Commission Regulation EU 2023/915. I hope you enjoyed our lab tour and we were able to give you a good overview on important facts all around tropane alkaloid analysis. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.